Welcome to my channel Valuable Rare Coins because, as you know, old is gold. Some of the rarest coins worth big money could be hiding in your hands right now. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch till the end. Let's dive in. First, we're talking about one of the most iconic and historic coins in U.S. coinage, the Washington $quarter bicentennial coin, dated 1776 to 1976. But what if I told you this commemorative quarter, often overlooked and spent without a second thought, could actually be worth a jaw-dropping amount? And not just because of its beauty or age, but because of rare features, hidden errors, and collector demand that have pushed its value to staggering heights. This coin is a true symbol of patriotism and national pride. It was issued to commemorate the 200th anniversary of American independence, a celebration of freedom, heritage, and unity. Unlike regular quarters, the bicentennial quarter proudly displays two dates, 1776 and 1976, and features a magnificent reverse design with a colonial drummer boy, designed by Jack L. AHR. It's instantly recognizable and beloved among collectors, but only a select few of these coins are worth serious money. Now, let's explore what sets the valuable bicentennial quarters apart from the millions that were minted. Because yes, while over 1.6 billion were produced between the Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco mints, only a small number were struck under unique circumstances or preserved in exceptional condition. These rare coins are what collectors are now willing to pay thousands, or even over $100,000 to own. One major factor that makes a bicentennial quarter incredibly valuable is its composition. Most of these coins were made with a standard copper-nickel clad layer. But the U.S. Mint also released special 40% silver versions, specifically in collector sets. These silver quarters have a beautiful sheen, a heavier feel, and significantly more value, especially in pristine, uncirculated condition. If your coin has a mirror-like finish and no signs of wear, you might just be holding a 40% silver-proof coin, which could already be worth hundreds on its own. But what really sends these coins soaring in value are the rare errors and minting anomalies that make them true standouts in the collector world. One of the most exciting and talked about is the double die obverse. This error, caused when the coin die strikes the planchet more than once at a slightly different angle, creates a visible doubling effect on the inscriptions like "Liberty" or "In God We Trust." These double die varieties are bold, dramatic, and extremely rare, and when certified by grading companies, they command premium prices instantly. Another error that has sparked interest is the off-center strike, where the coin's design is shifted to the left or right, leaving a crescent-shaped blank space. These are easy to spot and always turn heads. Some collectors even prize off-center bicentennial quarters with visible dates and mint marks as much as traditional key date rarities. Other errors to watch for include clipped planchets, where part of the coin appears cut off, and struck-through errors, where foreign objects like grease or fibers interfere during minting, leaving wild textures and missing design features. Condition, of course, plays a huge role in value. Coins that are graded mint state 67 or higher by PCGS or NGC, especially those with full strike detail and no surface flaws, are considered investment grade. Even more impressive are the deep cameo-proof coins, which feature frosted devices and mirror-like backgrounds. These are often found in the silver-proof sets from San Francisco and, in flawless condition, are in extremely high demand. Collectors around the world are currently racing to hunt down the best bicentennial quarters they can find, especially those with silver content, high grades, and stunning errors. And recently, one such coin made headlines when it crossed the auction block. A silver-clad 1776 to 1976 bicentennial quarter, featuring a dramatic double die and certified in top mint state condition, shocked the crowd when it sold for a staggering $120,000. That's right, $120,000 for a coin that many people would overlook in their everyday pocket change. So now it's your turn. Go through your change jars, old coin rolls, and inherited collections. Look for that distinct dual-dated quarter and inspect it closely. Does it have a proof-like shine? Is it heavier than normal? Are there unusual marks, doubled letters, or odd shapes along the rim? Don't dismiss it. That coin could be the hidden treasure you've been waiting for, and if you've already found a bicentennial quarter that seems unusual, has silver shine, or displays any of the rare traits we just talked about, we want to hear from you. Share your story in the comments, post pictures, or ask questions about your coins. This community is all about sharing the excitement, discovering the hidden gems, and helping each other turn simple finds into valuable additions to our collections. Second rare coin. Have you ever held a coin in your hand and wondered if it could be worth a fortune? What if I told you that a regular-looking 1970 Washington quarter could be worth far more than 25 cents, not just a few dollars, but a truly life-changing amount? Yes, coin lovers, the 1970 Washington quarter is more than just spare change. It's a potential treasure hiding in plain sight, and today's video is going to reveal exactly why this coin is so rare, so valuable, and so highly sought after by collectors around the world. The Washington Quarter series has been a staple of American coinage since 1932. It's a familiar face, a part of everyday life. But among the countless quarters minted over the decades, a few special years stand out, and 1970, particularly those minted at the Denver Mint with the D mint mark, has become a year of mystery, fascination, and incredible value for the numismatic community. So, what makes the 1970 D quarter so special? After all, millions were minted. The secret lies in the errors, unusual varieties, and rare die pairings that occurred during its production. It's not just age that gives this coin value, it's what went wrong during the minting process, and how few of those flawed coins actually survived. These rare issues have turned an everyday quarter into one of the hottest coins on the collector's radar today. One of the most talked about aspects of the 1970 D quarter is the discovery of proof-like strikes that somehow made it out into circulation. These coins display mirror-like fields and sharp devices, features typically reserved for proof coins struck in San Francisco. When a Denver minted quarter exhibits these qualities, it's an anomaly, and that makes it rare. A 1970 D quarter with this brilliant, almost glassy finish will immediately stand out to any trained eye and is considered an exciting find, but it gets even more intriguing when we look at rare errors found on this coin. Collectors have documented examples of the 1970 D quarter being struck on foreign planchets, including some believed to be leftover silver blanks or blanks intended for other coin denominations. This results in coins that are underweight, have unusual coloration, or show incomplete rims and designs. A U.S. quarter struck on a Canadian quarter planchet or other foreign blank. Now that's the stuff of collector dreams. Even more thrilling are quarters from 1970 that show signs of double dies, especially on the obverse. Look closely at the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date 1970 itself. If any of these appear to have shadow-like doubling or slightly offset images, you may be holding a double die variety, a major rarity that can significantly increase the value of your coin. These doubled features are not wear or damage, they are mint-made errors and are highly prized by numismatists. Now let's talk about condition. A 1970 D Washington quarter in average circulated condition may only be worth face value, but if it shows any of the rare errors we've discussed, and especially if it is in mint state condition, with no wear and strong details, then the value climbs rapidly. High-grade coins certified by services like PCGS or NGC, especially those with proof-like qualities or known error types, are commanding serious money on the market right now. In recent years, we've seen the value of rare 1970 D quarters rise dramatically at auction. One particularly stunning example featured a quarter struck on a silver planchet with beautiful surfaces, clear strike detail, and a certified mint error designation. It sent shockwaves through the collecting world when it sold for an unbelievable $100,000. That's right, 100,000 US dollars for a single 25-cent piece, thanks to its rarity, error type, and pristine condition. So, the next time you're going through your change or coin rolls, don't skip over that 1970 quarter. Check for the D mint mark, examine the coin under a light for any signs of doubling, and listen closely to the sound it makes. Silver coins have a distinctly different ring than clad ones. Look at the surface. Is it unusually shiny? Could it be proof-like? We're talking about hidden treasure here, and your sharp eyes might be all it takes to spot a fortune. If you've already found a 1970 D quarter and you're not sure what you're looking at, feel free to share in the comments below. Upload pictures, ask questions, or tell us your coin story. This community is filled with passionate collectors who love helping others unlock the secrets of their collections, and your find could be the next viral coin story. Third expensive coin. We're talking about the 1965 Washington quarter-dollar coin, and believe me when I say this isn't just any quarter. In the world of coin collectors, this year holds a special place, packed with mystery, transition, and incredible hidden value. The 1965 Washington quarter may look ordinary at first glance, but it represents a major turning point in U.S. coinage history. Before 1965, quarters were made from 90% silver. But due to the rising price of silver and a national coin shortage, the U.S. Mint made a bold move. Starting in 1965, they removed all silver content from quarters, replacing it with a copper-nickel-clad composition. That shift means the 1965 quarter was the very first year of this new modern clad series, making it a key date for collectors everywhere. Now, here's where it gets exciting. While most 1965 quarters were struck on the new copper-nickel-clad planchets, there are a handful, and we mean a very tiny handful, that were accidentally struck on the leftover 90% silver planchets from 1964. These rare transitional era coins are absolute treasures. They look just like any other 1965 quarter to the untrained eye, but their weight, sound, and shine reveal the truth. They're among the rarest and most sought-after modern coin errors ever discovered. So, how do you know if you're holding one of these legendary silver era quarters? Start by weighing the coin. A normal-clad 1965 quarter weighs about 5.67 grams, but a silver one struck on a 1964 planchet will weigh closer to 6.25 grams. That's a small difference, but for a coin collector with a digital scale, it's a clue that could lead to a life-changing discovery. And the sound silver coins have a unique ring, a high-pitched ping that's unlike any clad coin. Once you hear it, you'll never forget it. But the 1965 quarter story doesn't end with silver errors. There are also rare double die varieties, where the lettering on the obverse shows signs of doubling, especially in the words Liberty and In God We Trust. These mint errors happened when the die struck the coin more than once at a slight angle, creating a doubling effect that makes the coin incredibly rare. Collectors love these double die varieties, and when combined with high grades, their value skyrockets. Let's talk about condition. Most 1965 quarters you'll find today are worn, scratched, and have lived long lives in pockets and purses. But if you happen to find a high-grade mint state example, especially one graded MS67 or higher, the coin becomes significantly more valuable, even without errors. Combine that with a rare planchet mistake or die error, and you've got a jackpot in your hands. One of the most thrilling stories in recent years comes from a 1965 silver quarter found in pristine condition. It was tested, authenticated, and sold at a major auction for a mind-blowing amount. Bidders from across the country competed for this rare transitional piece, and in the end, it sold for $90,000, yes, $90,000 for a coin most people would never expect to be valuable. This just proves how important it is to check your coins, especially your 1965 quarters. Look at the edge. A clad quarter will show a copper-colored stripe along the side, while a silver one will appear pure and white all the way through. Feel the weight. Listen for the sound, and check the details under a magnifier. A small difference could mean a huge payday, so here's your challenge. Go through your change, your coin jars, your old collections. If you've got a 1965 quarter, don't overlook it. It could be one of the rarest coins from the modern era, a true collector's dream. And if you're not sure, reach out. Drop a comment below and tell us what you found. Ask questions, share your discoveries, and let the collector community help you figure out if you're holding something special. Especially, coin is a 1979 Washington quarter-dollar coin, the kind many people use without a second thought, might actually be hiding a secret that turns it into a rare and valuable treasure? That's right, the 1979 quarter isn't just another piece of change. It could be your ticket to a life-changing discovery, and today we're diving deep into what makes this coin so exciting, so collectible, and so incredibly valuable. The Washington Quarter has long been a symbol of American pride. First issued in 1932 to honor the 200th birthday of George Washington, it's been a constant in the hands of Americans ever since. But by the time we reached 1979, the world of coin collecting had evolved, and so had the quarters themselves. This year might seem ordinary, but it's one that hides some amazing surprises, and for those who know what to look for, it could be the beginning of an unforgettable collecting journey. Let's start with what makes the 1979 quarter unique. This was a time when millions of coins were being produced by the U.S. Mint, particularly in Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The standard composition was copper-nickel-clad, durable, long-lasting, and made to stand the test of circulation. But out of all those coins minted, a tiny number were struck with unusual errors, misaligned dies, and planchet mistakes that have elevated their value astronomically. These are the quarters that collectors dream of finding. One of the most prized errors associated with the 1979 quarter is the double die obverse. This occurs when the die that strikes the front of the coin hits the design more than once, causing a visible doubling of elements like Liberty, In God We Trust, or even the date 1979. These doubled features are not post-mint damage, they are genuine mint-made varieties and are among the most coveted in the collector world. If you spot doubling, especially on a high-grade coin, it could mean serious money. Another fascinating variety includes the off-center strike, where the coin was not properly aligned during minting. This can result in a noticeable blank crescent along one side or even missing design details. These are very rare, especially if the date is still visible, and the more off-center, the higher the value. Then there are coins with clipped planchets, where a portion of the metal is missing from the coin's edge due to a misfeed during production. These are highly collectible errors that make your coin stand out instantly. Even more exciting are 1979 quarters that were struck on the wrong planchets, for example, planchets intended for nickels, foreign coins, or other U.S. denominations. These coins will have odd weights, incomplete edges, or missized rims. A famous example includes a 1979 quarter struck on a Susan B. Anthony dollar planchet, which not only has an entirely different weight, but also an unusual color and metallic ring. That kind of mistake is extremely rare and fetches a premium in the marketplace. Condition, of course, is everything in coin collecting. If you find a 1979 quarter in mint state condition, especially MS65 or higher, you're already ahead of the game. These coins, when preserved with no scratches, full luster, and strong details, can already be worth well above face value. But pair that condition with an error or rare variety, and your quarter might not just be collectible, it might be a high-end auction item. Let's not forget about proof coins, struck at the San Francisco Mint. These coins were made with extreme care, using polished dies and special planchets, giving them mirror-like surfaces and frosted designs. If your 1979 quarter has an S, mint mark, and a glossy, high-contrast appearance, it may be a proof and in deep cameo condition. These can be very valuable to collectors when certified by grading services like PCGS or NGC. Now here's where it gets truly exciting. In a recent high-profile auction, a 1979 Washington quarter with a dramatic error and graded in top-tier condition stunned the bidding floor when it sold for a jaw-dropping $81,000. Yes, that's $81,000 US dollars for a quarter most people wouldn't even think to check. It's proof that the hidden value of coins is real, and the potential rewards for careful collectors are bigger than ever. So what should you do? Start by checking your change, your old jars, and even your childhood coin collections. Look for 1979 quarters, examine them closely under good lighting or a magnifier, and don't be afraid to weigh them or compare edges. If you see any signs of doubling, off-center designs, unusual color or luster, or if the coin just feels different, it could be a clue that you're holding something extraordinary. If you've already found a 1979 quarter that seems unique or rare, share your story in the comments. Post pictures, ask questions, and connect with this amazing community of coin lovers. We're here to help each other learn, grow, and maybe even discover that one in a million coin that could change your life. There's no better feeling than realizing you've been holding a hidden gem all along. Next coin. Imagine pulling a simple 25-cent coin from your pocket and realizing it could be the gateway to a small fortune. That's exactly the case with the 1990p Washington quarter-dollar coin, a piece of American currency that might look ordinary to most people but holds extraordinary value in the world of numismatics. Whether you're a seasoned collector or just starting to look at your spare change with new curiosity, this coin could be one of the most surprising and rewarding finds you'll ever encounter. The Washington quarter has been part of American coinage since 1932, and each year tells its own story. But 1990, especially the quarters minted in Philadelphia marked with the P mint mark, has emerged as a hot topic among collectors. It's not just about the year. It's about the incredible errors, the varieties, and the rare conditions that make this particular coin one of the most exciting pieces to search for today. What makes the 1990p quarter so valuable isn't just one single error. It's a combination of rare minting mistakes, unique characteristics, and extremely high-grade conditions that are nearly impossible to find. Let's start with the most coveted errors. One of the most famous varieties of this coin involves double die obverse, where the words Liberty, In God We Trust, or the date 1990 appear slightly doubled. This subtle mint error creates a ghost-like effect that immediately captures the attention of error coin collectors and can send values soaring when found in high grades. Another sought-after error in 1990p quarters is the off-center strike. This mistake happens when the planchet isn't properly aligned in the press, causing part of the design to be struck off-center, leaving a blank crescent or shifted features. These quarters are especially valuable when the date is still visible, and the more off-center it is, while still showing crucial details, the more desirable it becomes for collectors chasing unique visual appeal. But one of the rarest and most jaw-dropping types of errors found in 1990 quarters is when they are struck on the wrong planchet. Imagine a quarter that was accidentally struck on a blank meant for a dime or a foreign coin. These types of errors are incredibly rare and cause noticeable differences in weight, color, or even size. Coins like these often go unnoticed in circulation, but when discovered and authenticated, they can bring major attention at auctions. Even without errors, the 1990p quarter becomes incredibly valuable in mint state condition. Coins that have never entered circulation, that retain their original luster, sharpness, and strike, are graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC. The top grading levels, MS67 and higher, are extremely rare for this year and mint mark. Because of the massive number of coins produced for everyday use, finding one that's survived untouched, flawless, and perfectly preserved is an exceptional achievement, and collectors are willing to pay big money to own such a gem. And yes, there are also proof-like coins that have been reported in the 1990p series. These are not official proofs, but some coins were struck with slightly polished dies, giving them a mirror-like finish and higher contrast that mimic the look of a proof coin. If you come across a 1990p quarter that appears shinier, with reflective surfaces and frosty details, you might have a hidden rarity right in your hands. In the auction world, we've seen multiple 1990 quarters with strong die errors or top-tier grades fetch eye-widening prices. Recently, one extraordinary example of a 1990p quarter in near-perfect mint state crossed the auction block and stunned bidders, selling for a whopping $50,000, yes. $50,000 for a quarter most people would ignore in a pile of change. That's the kind of potential that makes coin collecting so thrilling, the chance to uncover something rare, valuable, and historical in your very own pocket. So, how can you tell if your 1990p quarter is one of these treasures? Start by examining the edges. Do they look unusual? Check for any off-center strikes, weak spots, or ghost-like doubling in the text. Use a digital scale to measure its weight. Any unusual deviation could signal a wrong planchet. Compare your coin under a magnifier to spot fine details, and consider submitting your most promising finds to a professional grading service for authentication and valuation. The world of coin collecting is full of surprises, and the 1990p Washington quarter is proof that rare gems can be hiding in the most common of places. Whether you're a collector, A treasure hunter, or simply someone who loves history in your hands, this coin is worth your time and attention. There's high demand, growing interest, and limited supply, the perfect storm for long-term value. If you found a 1990 quarter that seems unusual, or if you think you may have discovered a high-grade piece, don't keep it to yourself. Drop a comment below and share your story. Show us your coin, ask your questions, and join a community of fellow enthusiasts who are just as excited as you are to find that one-in-a-million coin. Your story could be the next great coin discovery. Last unique coin: could a simple 25-cent coin in your pocket actually be worth a fortune? What if I told you that the 1994 Washington quarter-dollar coin, a piece most people casually spend without a second glance, could be one of the most underrated and valuable coins hiding in plain sight? Stay with me, because today's video is going to change the way you see the change in your pocket, and especially the quarters dated 1994 with that little P mint mark. The Washington quarter has been a pillar of American coinage since 1932. But in 1994, a year that seems routine for quarters, something unusual began to emerge. The quarters struck in Philadelphia, marked with a P, were minted in huge quantities, but among the millions, a small number were produced with mint errors, rare die varieties, and extremely high-grade finishes that now command serious attention in the world of collectors. These are the coins that go from pocket change to treasure chest finds. Let's talk about what sets the 1994 P quarter apart from the rest. First, one of the most captivating features is the presence of double die obverse errors. This error means that during the minting process, the die struck the coin more than once, causing parts of the design, such as the inscriptions "Liberty," "In God We Trust," or even the date 1994, to appear slightly doubled. This isn't just a minor quirk, it's a powerful indicator of rarity and value. A clean, sharp double die coin can instantly elevate a coin's worth dramatically, especially if it's in mint condition. Another thrilling rarity comes in the form of off-center strikes. These are visually striking coins where the entire design is pushed to one side, often leaving part of the coin blank. When these errors still clearly show the date and mint mark, they're especially valuable. Collectors love these because they're eye-catching and unmistakably unique. No two are exactly alike, but it doesn't stop there. Some 1994 P quarters have been discovered with clipped planchets, which means a portion of the coin's edge is missing due to a misfeed in the minting press. These errors create coins that look as if they've been bitten off at the edge, and yes, they're absolutely real and absolutely in demand. A well-centered clipped planchet error with visible date and strong details can command very high premiums in today's market. Perhaps the rarest find of all is when a 1994 P quarter is struck on the wrong planchet, maybe one meant for a nickel, penny, or even a foreign coin. These coins appear unusually light or heavy, their metal color might be off, and their diameter might be slightly different. If you find a quarter that just doesn't feel quite right, get it weighed and inspected, because that tiny detail could mean you're holding something extraordinary. Now let's shift our attention to condition. Because a regular 1994 P quarter in circulated condition may not turn heads, but in mint state, it becomes a serious conversation starter. Coins graded MS65, MS66, or even MS67 by respected services like PCGS or NGC are incredibly rare, especially for a year with heavy circulation. Finding a pristine coin with full luster, sharp edges, and no marks or wears like striking gold in the coin world, auction houses and online bidding platforms have already seen surprising results with this coin. One spectacular example of a 1994 P quarter in superb mint state condition, combined with a minor die crack error, made headlines when it sold for $45,000. That's 45,000 US dollars. Not bad for something many overlook as pocket change. It's real, it's recent, and it's a wake-up call to every coin enthusiast and treasure hunter watching. The takeaway here is simple: keep your eyes wide open. Don't let the simple appearance of a 1994 P quarter fool you. Check your change jars, look at the coins in your daily transactions, and start examining each quarter with curiosity and care. Use a magnifier to check for doubling. Weigh any coin that feels different. Look for smooth fields, crisp details, and that magical absence of wear, especially on Washington's cheek, hair, and the eagle's feathers on the reverse. And here's where you come in. Have you ever found a 1994 P quarter that looked different? Have you seen doubling, off-center strikes, or strange edges? Maybe you have one that shines more than the others, almost proof-like in its appearance. Drop a comment below and share your story with fellow collectors. Your discovery might be the next big coin we all learn from, and possibly the next coin to shock an auction house. Thank you for watching and being part of the incredible world of coin collecting, where history, value, and curiosity collide. Don't forget to hit like, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell icon so you never miss a chance to discover coins that could be worth far more than their face value. And remember, that simple 1994 P quarter in your hand could be the key to a fortune worth $45,000.